Hi Pisces, welcome to your mid-November reading. I'm Mystica Venice and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start by clearing the energy. And we'll call in the guides. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please be here now to give Pisces divine messages for their highest good this mid-November 2025. Now remember, these messages are timeless, so if you clicked on this video because the title grabbed your attention, then there's definitely going to be something in here for you. I want to start by pulling a couple of these oracle cards to get the theme of the month. And this reading will go into, the holiday season. I'll be starting December readings as well, but this reading can go in for like 4 weeks. Okay. So Pisces. Ooh. Oh. Got the King. And the Mother. Interesting. It almost reads like the Mother and the Father, but it's the King and the Mother. So the King. The King talks about getting like organized and stable and reliable, getting everything in order in your kingdom, so that you can like prepare to be able to enjoy the good times. It also, there's a pearl in this card here, and this talks about growing from adversity. Basically the pearl is formed by like a sand irritating the oyster, and so the oyster spits out this luster, and over time this irritation, it gets bigger, it spits out more luster, and that's how the pearl is made. And so it's saying that like with adversity, it polishes your luster, it makes you more shiny, gives you more depth and yeah, all of those things. There's also a wax seal in the hand, and so I feel like there may be some message with the wax seal coming your way as well. Now the pearl is also shown here in the Mother. I don't know if you can see it. It's in the middle of the snake there, and so there's a snake, there's a drawn snake here, and then there's like a photographed snake here with a couple of eggs inside of it, and then there's like a hand petting the snake. But really what this talks about is like the Ouroboros, like the beginnings and endings, and it's like a time to birth something in your life, Pisces, or you're spending a lot of time nurturing your children as well. This could be a creative project, or this could be actual real physical children as well. But it talks about like tending to the nest at this time, and with the King and the Mother, I would say that your kingdom and your children, your home, like home life is what is prominent right now for you. Let's see how this tie into your tarot reading. So I'm gonna pull some of the this is called Vintage Tarot. It's got the basically like Rider-Waite drawings, but with the vintage looking pictures, paper rather. Okay, let's see. You've got the Hangman, you have the Seven of Wands, you have the Four of Swords. What else here? Okay. So with the Hangman, it talks about getting new perspective on a situation by taking the time to be in stillness and to really like listen and be take time for yourself to really listen so you could hear the answers. Sometimes it's hard when we're rushed all the time to be able to get this stillness, but it says that there's a new perspective here. Let me pull a clarifier on that. And why does Pisces have the Hangman here? Tell me about the Hangman. Oops. That was too many. King of Swords, Two of Swords. So yeah, it's like you're taking care of all the contracts and legal documents at this time. And the new perspective is like taking off the blinders. You're finally having like taking the blinders off on something that either you couldn't see or you didn't want to see. But you've made this shift, and this is why it's time to get all your ducks in a row. Because you're going to be Ace of Pentacles, like kind of like manifesting this new way of earning finances, and there's going to be a depth of transformation in this area to transform to like whatever this new idea is. And also you have the Two of Wands, which says you're like making plans for the future here, of what the next move is. And it seems as though like the place that you've been in, you've had to like defend yourself a lot. And it was hard, it's hard to be comfortable. Like, sure, you had the advantage, but, nobody wants to be all the time, like, in an argumentative place, whether this be at home or at work. We shouldn't have to, like, be defending ourselves all the time, right? Let me get a couple cards on that. Because, yeah, this new perspective, I'm seeing this as like a financial thing because it has this, but it also could be a home thing because Pentacles down for wealth and material things, and material things could also be home. But I'm seeing this as like a change in, this first part is a change in the way that you're handling your finances in some way. And then let's see here. Why is the Seven of Wands here? Why does Pisces have the Seven of Wands? Oh, so many. You got the Seven of Wands on the Seven of Wands. So yeah, it's like there's been like these arguments or friction. You've got the Five of Wands. There's been some sort of friction and battling. What's the other one? Wheel of Fortune. But, like, luck is changing. So, like, if you've been having lots of arguments at work or at home, it looks like the luck is going to change in this area. And also, you could be thinking about relocating. The other thing that came up here was the Five of Swords upside down. This talks about knowing when to walk away, to pick up the pieces and walk away, like knowing when to cut your losses. So yeah, like you may be deciding to cut your losses with this like friction at work, in the office place, or at home. And then you're going to need to like recuperate and recover from this. Like, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of energy to expend doing all of this, like, during this time of year when there's already, like, so much going on, right? So it's, like, it kind of feels like every which way you turn, there's, like, there's some, like, something you have to deal with, some problem that's, like, so you take this downtime towards the end of the month, towards the end of November, beginning of December, because it's like, the calm before the storm. You're going to need to rest when you can before you get busy again. So then I pulled the Lovers and the Moon on the Rest card. So it seems like, so the Moon always talks about using your intuition, but also like something that comes to light, like the light is shine on some situation, or something that you have not seen. This goes with the the Two of Swords that you had here too. It's like you were like shining the light on something that you could not see, whether this is like physically or just because you didn't want to look at it. And then the Lovers. So let's pull some cards on this, because like either, you know, this could be where you lean on your partner to get you through this time. Or this could also be like something that you're not seeing in your love relationship. That's what could be lit up at this time. So let's see here. Why do we have the Moon here for Pisces? I got the Moon card here. What's coming up at the end of the month here? Why do we have the Moon card for Pisces? Any messages? Page of Swords, a new perspective. I think it's like after getting this new perspective here with the Hangman and the Page of Swords, and then like having the time to like think about it as you rest up. You know, it's giving you a new perspective. What else about the Moon here? What else about the Moon for Pisces? Yeah, you just like really need time to heal, and like you've kind of felt isolated, or it's just like been a really tough time. You know, you feel out in the cold, and the Moon illuminates something about this healing. Why is the Lovers here? To have patience, and so like patience here with Temperance card, and then this one talks about nostalgia, but it's not in the upright, it's reversed. It's the Six of Cups, and it talks about like good memories. You have to have patience because you do have good memories with this person, and whatever this is, what it kind of feels to me is there's like some sort of heart-to-heart here that you have with your significant other, and like, you know, there may have been like some bitterness and battling and stuff, but you know, like nobody knows which way this is gonna go. You know, this is like, it's always good luck, the Wheel of Fortune, but it seems like, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is you've been dealing with these, you know, bitterness, and some resentments have built up over, you know, time. And what else here about the Lovers? What else about the... Well, so this is actually the Marriage card, and it also talks about like using diplomacy and traditional you know, forms of like traditional marriage, traditional beliefs, values. And then you also got the Ten of Swords, which it kind of just like, maybe you're not traditional anymore. Maybe you're, you know, unconventional now. Maybe you're done with this marriage, this traditional lifestyle. You've had patience. You had the nostalgia card upside down, so it's like you did have a lot of good memories in the past. And that's exactly why you're still with your person. It seems like you've got a lot going on this month with family and relationships. And then here, let me see. Let's pull a couple of these cards. I made this deck. Maybe it can offer some clarification. Sorry, let me get a chance to shuffle here. Why do they just... Okay. Divine protection. Oh. Leo. This too shall pass. Release old energy. Cancer. And rest. Yeah, so we already had rest for you this month. Maybe like to get this new perspective, we said is you've got to rest, you know. To really know what you want going forward. Like it could be easy to get lost in our heads when we are in the middle of like these arguments and, you know, stuff like that. Like so that's why you need the downtime, so you can illuminate like what your true thoughts are of the situation and have a little time to heal before making any kind of like decisions that would change, you know, like the course of this relationship or these relationships. And like, yeah, knowing that this isn't forever, this will pass and you are divinely protected. Release old energy. Yeah, here, let me see here. I'm going to do a couple of the sacred forest oracle. Let's see. What do you have for Pisces, Spirit? What messages do you have for Pisces? Nope. Purification and retreat. Yeah, this has to do with rest. I feel like, you know, having some time to yourself or some time apart, or even if you just need to rest up so that you can, like, you know, be yourself, be your best self. Yeah. And let me just pull one healing oracle for you because this was a particularly tough read. So let me give you a shamanic healing card. This one is teaching. It shows a family tree. So, you know, this talks about like passing things down and teaching things to your family, passing things you've learned from your family to your family, and leaning on the strength of family. That's actually a really nice one for this read. I have one more for Pisces. One healing card for Pisces. One more. Past, present, and future. It's also elusive, so only you can like decide how this works. But it just appears it's like a tough month. So come back in 2 weeks and see our December monthly reading, and I will see you then. Thank you so much, Pisces.